Alright, so this is a review on Lil Kim's album. This was released back in 2000. Wow, 20 years ago, you know. It's called the Notorious K.I.M. And the artwork is of Lil Kim, of course, in the middle. And, you know, on the left hand side it's got Lil, on the right hand side it's got Kim. I like the way the graphics are. The background is like more or less pink, kind of. She's more or less, is she topless? I don't know. Maybe she is. The way she's, you know, the way she's doing her thing. And if you know about Lil Kim back then, all I can say is this: she more or less was a game changer, or is a game changer. Um, so yeah. So let's get into it. So there's 18 tracks on the album. So let's get started. There is Little Drummer Boy featuring CeeLo Green of Goody Mob and Redman. Then there's Custom Made, Give It To You. Then there's Who's Number One. Then there's Suck My Dick. Then there's Single Black Female featuring Mario Winans. Then there's Revolution featuring Grace Jones and Little C's. Then there's How Many Licks featuring Cisco. Then there's Notorious K.I.M. Then there's No Matter What They Say. There's She Don't Love You. Then there's Queen Bitch Part 2 featuring Puff Daddy. Then there's Don't Mess With Me. Then there's Do What You Like featuring Junior Mafia. Then Off the Wall featuring Little C's. Then there's Right Now featuring Carl Thomas. Then there's Aunt Dot featuring Little Sinise. Then there's Hold On featuring Mary J. Blige. And then the last track is I'm Human. One thing I want to mention about Lil Kim is that woman is extremely talented. If you think about it, yeah, maybe I was too young at that time, but I wasn't aware that Biggie apparently wrote some tracks for, or some verses for Lil Kim. And even in one track, she mentions something, I think like in an interlude at the beginning of a track, and she's like, oh, so I'm talking about someone writing her tracks or whatever, or something about, and she made, I think she made reference to Fox, give it to Foxy Kim, give it to Foxy or something like that. Huh? And I forgot Foxy Brown and Lil Kim had their little back and forth still in it. But yeah, so it's interesting that, you know, if you listen back now, there's certain things that just stick out. Even a song, No Matter What They Say, like the rhythm, the way flow, the hook, like it's a vibe, innit? Like it's a classic. It's a fucking classic. Doesn't matter what you want to say, it's a fucking classic. And I just like with this whole album in general, like to me it just summarized like the late, even though this was early 2000, well 2000, like it summarized like the last few years of 90s hip hop. You see what I'm saying? Like there was a little change when it comes to the style of hip hop in the 2000s, but that's neither here or there. But yeah, but you can tell, and you can feel the New York feel with, you know, you can just tell she's from New York. I don't know how they do it, but you can just tell she's from New York. Because I remember there was a time in hip hop, right, where there was the East Coast. You can definitely hear the sound of East Coast, and you can definitely see the difference between South Coast and the Midwest. Like you can, and West Coast. You can feel and hear the difference. Now, yeah, I was born and raised in the UK or whatever, but at the same time, you can hear the difference. You see what I'm saying? You can fucking hear the difference. But anyway, as usual, if there's one song I'm gonna take out of context, if it's out of context or in context, it is what it is, and that's probably Who's Number One. Should it be that? Yeah. Fuck it. That'd be Who's Number One, because as far as relationships, actually no, Single Black Female. Because let's be real, if you're a single black female, right? The reality is, I understand when it comes to dating, you know, there's some guys that, you know, put black women down and they do all this, blah, blah, blah. Like, I get it. But the reality is, as you are a single black female, you have to develop yourself more as a pure feminine woman. I'm not saying that you're not a pure feminine woman, but what I'm saying is, when you develop those traits that are naturally within you, yeah, what's going to happen is you're going to naturally attract the guy that is for you, that will, you know, make sure that, not make sure, but you will end up being in a position where you're no longer single. Do you see what I'm saying? And listen, you'd be laying in the shade, innit? With a glass of lemonade. You hear me? See what I did there? But anyway, so yeah, if you click the link in the description box below, you get access to online courses such as Roles and Relationships. And that's where you're going to learn all of that information right there. Plus, you learn exactly how dating and relationships actually work. Because remember this, what you attract is based on the information you have at that moment or previously, because all put in within your subconscious mind over the years, over the months and years and stuff like that. So if you program yourself with the right information, you're going to attract what you need to attract, innit? You see what I'm saying? But anyway, I'm looking at this album a 10 out of 10. It's an absolute classic. All the way through. This is no shade to someone else, but no, fuck it, I'm not going to mention that. But what I'll just say is, yeah, it's a great album. Definitely a classic. And the link to stream it is in the description box below. Go stream that, go stream that, go stream that. Big up little Kim each and every time. Get me? And there was something else I want to say, but like I saw an article as well saying how she was she's not just a pioneer of like basically this bare stuff. Like I can't even explain it. I'm gonna do it on a different post. I'm either gonna share it on Twitter or under Thealkebulantrust or on Facebook. The link is in the description box below if you want to go follow that. I'm gonna definitely 100% share it. So you can go see that post right there. Like, it's fucking interesting. But yeah, let's just say she's a trendsetter. But anyway, if you've got any questions, any topics you'd like for us to discuss on our videos, go leave it in the description box. But go leave it in the comment section below. If you've got any questions, I just said it, didn't I? But anyway, big up little Kim each and every time. Get me? True Queen Bee, the real queen of hip hop. Actually, I might do a separate video on that, who's the real queen of hip hop. But I'm gonna put Lil Kim as the queen of hip hop, knowing that she's a trendsetter.